Hi, you're at a point in your life where you are ready to gain the tools and the knowledge to age well. And maybe you just want to become stronger and simplify your life. Well, I have 3 tips that can help you out with that. Hi, I'm Judy from Strong and Simplified, helping you to learn how to eat well, move well, and declutter for a simplified life. Today, I'd like to talk to you about 3 stages that you go through: think, grow, and flow. So the first stage is in thinking stage. It's really time to get intentional, to make a decision as to what you want to change and to what is important to you. Is it important to you to be able to be mobile and enjoy time with friends or family in a way that does not impede your mobility, that you don't have to struggle with perhaps chronic illness or any kind of debilitating issues because you just don't feel well? So that's one part. Maybe you want to change the way you're eating in terms of the kinds of food you're eating, limiting the processed food, going back to very simple kinds of things where you can have a recipe and or read a label, and on that label it is all natural in terms of you can actually pronounce what it is. So looking at your food intake and what that is, you have a choice in that. Looking at your mobility, how much do you move in a given week? Are you sedentary? If so, what could you do to make some changes, or the decision to make a change in that? And then the third piece, the volume of material goods that are in your life. Are you in need of decluttering? Do you have so many possessions that they're overwhelming you and it would be great to simplify? So it's that idea of thinking and really becoming intentional and making some decisions. Now, you don't have to do it all at once, but it's that idea of making clear to yourself what you value and just what it is that can make a difference. What changes can you make that will make a difference in your life? So that's the thing. Now that you've become intentional about what habits and changes you want to make in your life, the second step is to grow. That is taking very clear and actionable steps. And again, you may not want to start it all at once. You can take small steps. So for example, in changing your eating habits, it's very clear. The research shows that if you want to make some changes, one of the first things that you can do in order to improve your health is to stop eating highly processed foods. What I mean by that is to stop the processed meats, eating any, because those are known to be carcinogenic in nature, and so they can harm your health more than help your health. Again, going back into foods that are less processed. So maybe you're going to take a day and maybe it's going to be a meatless Monday, or maybe you're going to switch out in your coffee creamer and switch to a non-dairy beverage in that. So maybe you're going to use oat milk or almond milk or soy milk, but making the change of taking out the dairy and the meat and eating more whole food, meaning it's not highly processed. It is minimally processed. It doesn't have any preservatives. It doesn't have a lot of added things to it like salt or sugar or even oils, but it is very basic and it's simple. And our bodies really thrive on that. And so the more that you can swap out and go for non-processed food, in other words, having whole foods, that's a step that you can take in a direction that will help simplify your diet, your food intake, and it can change your life. Research is pretty clear. When you're eating the high sugary fat drinks and what have you, and eating highly processed meat, what can happen is disease sets in, whether it's heart disease or diabetes or various forms of cancer can set in because of what you're eating. You can simply back things out and make some changes. So that's in that growth part. Also, the idea of movement. It is suggested that we all get at least 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week, in order to move our bodies. Our metabolic rate will change. It helps to increases the buildup in anti-inflammatories and it helps you move better. It seems counterintuitive, but it does. And that can be, again, simply deciding to park further back and walking. It could be taking a simple walk. It can be doing some stretching or some yoga, something that will move your body, because it's that thing, move it or lose it, right? And so this is a way to simplify and strengthen yourself. Strength training is really an important gift that you give to yourself as you age, because if your core is strong, it's going to lessen challenges down the line. Risk of falling increases exponentially as you age. And so even though you may not consider yourself all that aged at this point, it's time now to build that in. So movement is the piece. And then simplifying, taking even 5 minutes, the minimal mom, to say about 5 minutes matter. If you start and declutter and simplify your possessions, you lower your inventory in your home. That's less for you to take care of. And so that's another form. So it's the think, and then the grow, and then we'll talk about the flow. So after you have looked at and become intentional about what you're eating and how much you're moving, and if you've taken and decided to pare down and sort and move along items that are really kind of cluttering up your life, and then you're growing into these new lifestyle habits. And it really is a lifestyle habit and choices. We often don't get a lot of choices in our life, but to make healthy choices, that's something we do get to choose, right? We get to choose 3 times a day or more every bite that we're eating, if we are choosing to put in whole foods that are minimally processed into our bodies, preferably plant-based. If we are electing to get up and move around, whether it is taking a walk or a run, or you're on some kind of exercise equipment, or you are stretching and doing yoga or strength training, those are choices to make in time and an important part of your day. And then also, if we elect to spend some time and sort and select and move along items that no longer are serving us, these items all make a difference. And then that gets into the flow. And this flow that I'm talking about really is about how we elect to live our lives in a way that we make good choices and we create these habits that are healthy. And to do that, we also need to think about how much sleep are we getting. And I know it can be a huge challenge because our lives are so busy, and because we have so many responsibilities, whether it is through work or our family or other such things. But if we can aim and actually achieve to get 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night, it makes a big difference in how we age, and we'll age well because of it. Also, if we are socializing, yes, socializing is an important factor. And we're not just talking about socializing using social media, right? But to get offline and to spend time with others, whether it's with friends or family in our community, it makes a huge difference, because we were designed to be relational people. And so even if you're an introvert, it is very important to get out and to socialize. To give back is an easy way to socialize with others, to volunteer your time. And then also, take up a hobby and interest. Making time for yourself, again, is often very difficult to do, or at least it seems that way. But if you can create time for yourself, even if it's just a little bit of time, and you carve out a hobby, an interest that you kind of wondered, or you go back to when you were a kid and you think about the things you really like to do, maybe it's time to revisit those. Maybe it's time to, if you like to ride a bike, maybe it's time to go back and take up some bike riding. Or maybe you enjoy writing or drawing or whatever it is. This is a great time to invest in yourself, to create these healthy habits, because that makes a difference. So all of this is to say, when you think, grow, and flow, you are taking active steps to make a difference in your own life. And you do have the power. We all have the power to make choices. Sometimes it doesn't feel that way because of all of these extraneous things that come after us with responsibilities and that. However, we can make a difference, and even short little bits. Think about it. Every bite you take is a choice to either put healthy foods into your body, which, by the way, your body will definitely respond well when you're eating minimally processed whole food that basically are plant-based. And then when you're moving, your body likes to have movement in it. When you are tackling some of these other issues of making your home, your surroundings, clutter-free or limit the amount of clutter in your life, it does a world of good for your mental state as well. And then finally, give yourself some time and grace. Try to aim to sleep better, more hours each night. Get out there and socialize with others. Take up some things. You might think, oh, it's too overwhelming. But even if you start small, you'll see large gains. If you are interested in learning how to start eating plant-based foods, I have a free 5-day plant-based guide to healthy eating that I'll link, and you can download and you can start in on that. So that's one thing. Also, I'll put some links about how it's easy to simplify your life, decluttering. But the bottom line is, we each get one shot at this thing called life, and we each can control what our choices are. And so you have the power to choose to become strong and simplified and age well. Join me in this journey, won't you? Take care. Until next time. Are you at a point in your life? Well, hi. Are you at a point in your life? Ollie, stop. Well, hi. Are you at a point?